Well, now all of you have to live with me. I am now part of your class, along with the individuals that are going to be graduating tomorrow in the morning ceremonies and afternoon ceremonies. So you've got me, like me or not. And we are going to do some fantastic things. Our class, the class of 2014, are going to help change the lives of thousands over the next decade or two. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that in just a couple minutes. I want to give you a little bit of a highlight about myself, my education, and my experience. I want to talk to you about 5 or 6 different tools that each of you have that if you use over the next years, you will become very successful no matter how each of you defines success. And I also want to take the time and effort to highlight a program that I think is going to become a legacy of this institution, and to my knowledge has never been done before in North America. So a little bit about myself. Education-wise, I was educated at Spruce Avenue School. I was born here in Edmonton a few days ago, or was that a few decades ago. I have been here at the Jube on a number of occasions, but not necessarily for a degree, and I was very honored to get the phone call to say that I was going to be part of your class. I surprisingly went through grade school at Spruce Avenue, failed grade 3, then from grade 3 through grade 8, recommended. And in those days, a recommendation was that we're putting you through on trial, CJ, and if you last the first couple months, we won't put you back again. Grade 9, I managed to pass it, went on to Ross Shepherd, managed to pass, was short of my matriculation, went out and got a job, worked a couple years on the kill floor at Swifts, then got a small company in Calgary manufacturing highway signs for Alberta and Saskatchewan. I sold that small business, recognizing that I love business and I wanted to get involved in a larger business. So I went back to school, to university. I had to take a high school course to get my 60 average, so I took physics. Fortunately got an 84. I had taken French before. After getting 13, I thought maybe I better switch to something like physics. Went to Mount Royal. They had a great program down there. You could take your first year course and get your high school marks appropriate or get the class. And then you could also take your first year of commerce at the same time. Did that, was very successful because I was back for a reason. As many as you are. Several of you have had jobs and are not coming straight from high school, so that when you got here, you knew that you wanted to accomplish something, get your graduation, and then move on to other things. I've had the great opportunity of having 3 distinctive careers, and I've been pretty well around the world, and I've met and had discussions with presidents, owners and operators of billion-dollar businesses, and taken courses and am involved with individuals that would meet quarterly from around the world in places like London and New York and Toronto and LA, etc., and discuss what was happening financially in the world. And I've had the joy of giving a couple courses at Princeton in personal financial planning, etc. I'm only telling you this because I'm sure your grade school results and high school results were better than mine, or you wouldn't be here. And you must feel very proud of what you've accomplished because it is truly a wonderful thing to get a degree. Here are the kind of things that I realized through my experience over the years that helped me become successful. And it isn't that I haven't read a lot of books on it, on personally successful individuals like Jobs and Gates and Jack Welch, etc., and books on how the 7 common characteristics of successful people. It really boils down to doing simple things. And here are 6 or 7 tools that you have, and that if you develop, you will guarantee yourself that you will be successful no matter how you define success. First of all, it's your attitude. You are in control of your attitude each day. Each day you get the opportunity to decide whether or not you're going to have a great day, no matter what happens to you, or you simply let those things around you manage your time. And over the years, I had attached to many of the things that I sent out on a daily basis this little statement on attitude. And if I can read it here, because the light isn't that great, here it is. And again, your attitude is something that you manage. Nobody manages for you, and you can ensure yourself that you're going to meet and accomplish your goals by simply managing it. It states that, "The longer I live, the more I realize the importance of attitude in life. Attitude to me is more important than facts. It is more important than the past. It's than circumstances, than failures, than successes, than what other people think or say or do. It is more important than appearance, than giftedness or skill, and will make or break a company, a church, a home, a relationship. The remarkable thing is, we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we will embrace for that day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the fact that people will act in certain ways. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can is play on the one string we have, and that is our attitude. I am convinced that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I react to it. And so it is with you. So you are in charge of your attitude." I can honestly say to you that in the past several decades, I have not had a day that I woke up and not said that I'm going to have, not only am I going to have, I'm going to make a great day. So even though that's something we hear about, I'm telling you that small tool, if you focus on having that positive attitude, it's going to take you most of the way to where you want to get. In addition to a great attitude, you want to develop good self-esteem. You need to feel proud about yourself. You need to carefully and honestly measure your strengths and weaknesses, spend time on improving on some of your weaknesses, and enhancing your strengths. You need and want that self-esteem. We don't want to be arrogant, but we want to feel that we are good individuals and that we have the ability to make a contribution. You want to be the best you can be. You don't have to be the best at anything. You don't have to be the best in the world. You just want to be the best you can be. You want to be a good listener. I'm surprised over the years that some institutions haven't given courses on listening, because most of us just don't listen. People talk to us and we hear what they're saying, but we don't pay attention to them. And if you have a great attitude, you do the best that you can be, and if you're a good listener to those around you, they're going to appreciate how you pay attention to what they're saying, and they know that you're interested in them. You want to be a giver, not a taker. You want to help others. You don't want to be the person that constantly phones others only to find out, is there something that they can get for you? And you want to do something that is so simple that we just don't do enough of. You want to try and practice every day to thank someone sincerely. I don't mean just send them an email that says, "Oh, thanks for what you did," whatever. Send them a handwritten note, or when you run into them in the office or you run into them outside your workplace, look them in the eye and sincerely say, "Gee, Bob, thank you so much. I didn't have an opportunity. You helped me out last Thursday, and truly I really appreciate it. And if there's anything that I can do to reciprocate, give me a shout." And you want to help others. Now, I know that we're all busy in our workplace, and we always never seem to have enough time, to accomplish what we want to accomplish. But when one of your colleagues or your friends or whatever sincerely ask you for help, and they're not just being lazy, help them and be that kind of a person. And though it's hard to do, you never, never, never never want to complain. Is there anybody in this room that ever complains? Anybody back here that has complained recently? I didn't expect so. There is absolutely no value in complaining. All you're doing is one way or another, and even if you're good at it, which is shameful, you're going to make the other person be not very happy with you. So what you need to do is, if there's something, and I always say, if something catches my attention, I look at it, I evaluate it, and I say, is there some way that I can affect this? Can I somehow modify it or positively make it, change it, or make it, adapt it to what I need? Or if I cannot, I forget it and I move on. Don't waste your time complaining. Think of ways that positively can change those things that catch your attention. So those simple 6 or 7 tools that you've got in your toolkit, I absolutely positively guarantee that if you use those daily, sincerely, that you will be successful and you will make a difference. You won't just be passing through. Now, I mentioned earlier that you got me, I'm part of your class. We are going to make a difference. I had the opportunity a few weeks ago when I heard that I was going to be honored with a degree to sit down with Glenn and Andrew and talk to them about setting up a program of scholarships. And I want to, with you and our colleagues tomorrow, set up the first ever, to my knowledge, in North America, a 2014 scholarship program for our class. And what I'm going to do is I am going to, this year, in our scholarship, I'm going to give it a kickstart. I'm going to put in $100,000, and then to get us going, because it is our scholarship fund. So the class of 2014, so I'm going to put up the 100 to get us started this year. Between now and next year, I'm hoping that each of you puts into our scholarship fund $10 or more. I remember when I graduated, I started out, I think they paid me $500 a month to be an articling student, and I said, oh my God, $500 a month? And then they had the audacity to deduct things off the $500. Now, thank God my dear wife, who passed away a number of years ago, was a NAIT grad through X-ray technician, and Gay, fortunately, was making $565, so my $500 plus her $565 gave us enough for a wonderful basement suite on 113th Street with a view of the back of our little used Volkswagen. So if you put up $10 each, there's a class, our class number is 5,000, and then next year I am going to put an additional 50,000 into our scholarship, plus hopefully you guys will match at $10 or more each, and I'm also going to give a kickstart to the class of 2015 scholarship fund by putting 50,000 to give them a bit of a kickstart. And I'm going to do the same in 2016 so that we are going to set a trend for all of the graduating students, for each of them to have their own scholarship funds and to do and help others get scholarships over the next decades. So I did a couple quick calculations, and if each of you put in $10 each year, by year 10 we will have $3 million in our fund, and we will be giving out 204 scholarships that year. In 20 years at $10 each, we will have $10,750,000 in our fund, and that year we will be awarding 731 scholarships. If you put in $50 each year, our fund after 10 years will be $14 million. After 20 years will be $52 million. And we're talking $50. So even when Gay and I were making between us a little over 1,000, I know that we could have squeezed out 10, and I know that we could have probably squeezed out 50. But miraculously, if you put in over the next 10 years $120 each, after 10 years our fund would be $33 million, and after 20 years it would be $126 million, or it will be. And that year we will be distributing 8,500 scholarships. So together we are going to make a difference, and I'm so proud to be a part of your class and proud of you. So when you get home and get up tomorrow morning and look in the mirror, say, great work, well done, and thank you all.